Magandang araw!
Magandang araw!
Nandito na naman po si Papa Troy.
At si Trina.
Okay. Trina, tungkol saan ba ang aking ikukwento ngayong araw? Tungkol sa isang...
Pipit and the Kamagong Tree.
Okay. Pero bago ko simulan ang aking kwento, meron ka bang probinsya? Anong pangalan ng iyong probinsya?
Lukban.
Okay. At sa Lukban, marami bang mga puno? At dahil maraming puno, marami ka rin bang nakikitang mga ibon?
Yes.
Anong mga ibon ang nakikita mo? Meron kang nakikita bang mga maya?
Yes.
Ano pa? Kagak?
Yes.
Yes, alam ko may nakikita rin akong akbag tsaka tikling. Tara, simulan natin ang ating kwentuhan. Ang Pipit at ang Kamagong Tree. Sulat ito ni Becky Santos-Gerodias at nilarawan ni Korinne C. Banal at handog sa atin ng Chikiting Books. Ito ay nasa Ingles. In a small grove not far from Mang Tasyo's rice field lives a very old Kamagong tree. Can you point me where the Kamagong tree is?
The Kamagong Tree.
Okay. Nasa field din siya. Though not as high as its other timber fellows, this one is quite easy to spot. Its woody frame is very dark, almost light black, and its branches hang more upright than the others, reaching up the sky like a hands in prayer. One can tell by its thick, scarred trunk that this tree has lived through many changing seasons. Despite this appearance, it remains exceptionally beautiful, especially when it is the only one of its kind left among the trees. Right? Kasi sa development, kakaunti na lang ang naiiwan na mga puno. Ikaw, gusto mo bang may puno o puro building?
Both.
Both. One day, a cheerful Pipit came upon the Kamagong tree. Tweet, 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 tweet. Perhaps tired from flying, it perched on one of its branches, chirping as though announcing its arrival. Where is the Pipit?
Pipit.
There's the Pipit. The Pipit is a
Pipit.
small bird.
Bird.
Pipit's tiny claws tickled the tree and woke it up from its sleep. Good day, my friend, greeted the Kamagong tree. Hello, big tree. I'm Pipit, and I live in the nearby rice paddy. Sorry to have disturbed you this early. The little brown bird apologized. That's all right. It's not every day someone pays me a visit. What brings you here, if I may ask? Nothing really. I'm just curious. I've always wondered how it's like inside the woods. So, it's very nice here. It's damp. Pipit paused, looked around, and continued. I think I like the view from here a lot. Better than the one from the top. I like seeing all sorts of green. Kamagong felt this and smiled. You're welcome here anytime. Really? Well, thank you. Tweet, 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 tweet. Pipit flew from branch to branch. Excited with this new find, he took a plunge to the ground to check what was there to see. He turned his eyes to the 4 moss-covered stumps that were still tightly tucked to the ground. You know, merong stumps. It's an old tree na pinutol. Are you sad that some of the trees were putol?
Yes.
Okay. What strange-looking trees? What are they called? Pipit asked Kamagong. They're Kamagong trees just like me. Yeah, what happened to the branch? Wood gatherers from this town sometimes call us iron wood. Or what do wood gatherers call the Kamagong tree? They're called iron wood.
Good.
That's interesting. Why do they call you that name? Yeah, who cut the trees? Pipit asked further. That's because our wood is the toughest among all trees. It takes great effort to cut us down. We've known to blunt the sharpest steel, saw, or axe. How come they were able to cut your friends? Sad to say, they've grown tired of living here. They wanted to go places and become something else. Ano bang nangyayari dun sa mga pinutol na tree?
All the pipits are gone.
Yeah, because there's no more trees. It was Mang Tasyo and his men who first noticed our kind. We learned from them how much we were sought by the people in the city. Wood carvers turn us into different things that sell at very high prices. So they make it to the decorative pieces. Maybe a chair. My friends like this idea, hoping for a better life. They willingly gave in to Mang Tasyo's plan. Unfortunately, I've not heard from them since. Now, look what was left of them. Kamagong sobbed. Pointing one branch to the left, the tree continued. If you go farther that way, you'll see more of these lifeless remains. What? A lot of Kamagong trees were cut down? Oh man. And Pipit didn't know what to say. He felt sorry. There's so many, not only 4. He felt sorry for Kamagong.
This the big Kamagong tree.
Yeah, but now they're small because they were cut down. He sensed his loneliness. He assured him, though, he'll be back some other time. True enough, Pipit saw Kamagong once again. More visits came afterwards. No doubt, the little bird was happy living in Mang Tasyo's farm where food and home were just within reach. However, he came to enjoy flying the distance and spending time above the ground, talking with Kamagong Tree about almost anything. Pipit's cheerful company was certainly a welcome change in Kamagong's lonely life, inasmuch as Pipit found the same in Kamagong's kindness. Without knowing it, an unspoken friendship had already taken shape. Naging mag-friends na si Pipit and Kamagong. Every summer, when the earth becomes very hot and dry, Pipit would sit and relax under Kamagong's cool shade. Its limbs were also a safe place to stay whenever farm snakes came to hunt in the rice paddy. In the harshest rains and winds, on the other hand, the same branches serve as Pipit's cozy shelter. In return, Pipit delighted Kamagong with his songs and fancy flying movements. From time to time, too, he would peck on pesky beetles that ate away the tree's new leaves. Okay, during sun and rain, Pipit and Kamagong had good company. Several planting seasons passed and the two friends kept in touch. After the last harvest, Pipit came to Kamagong crying. Mang Tasyo sold his farm. The new owners plan to build houses there soon. The poor bird announced. I have to find a new place to stay. I'm so sorry, but I have to go. Pipit flew off right away before Kamagong could say a word. He felt bad for not having the chance to say goodbye to Kamagong. Ayun, binenta na yung farm na may-ari ng farm. That day, Pipit reached as far as the town plaza. Luckily, he found a small vegetable patch in the backyard of an old couple. Pipit saw a nice dry spot behind some bushes where he stayed for the night. The following day, Pipit flew around his new home. The nearby backyards also had gardens where lots of plants and young trees grew. Yun, sa likod, may farm yung bago niyang pinupuntahan. This seems to be a nice place to stay. Finding food with beer will not be a problem, Pipit thought to himself. Suddenly, he heard a roaring noise. It was coming from a tricycle on its way down the street. Without thinking, he followed the moving vehicle. It led him to a busy place where there were more people, houses, and rides like the one he went after. He rested on a lamppost and eagerly watched the action below. After a while, he saw something flying over his head. He looked around to check where it had come from. Below, he saw some boys throwing stones at a tree by the roadside. He couldn't believe what he saw. The tree looked like his friend Kamagong, only it had fruits. His eyes widened when he saw 4 more of this tree along the street. He flew closer to one and finally realized it was indeed a Kamagong tree. The next morning, Pipit found himself flying back to the grove. Unfortunately, he saw Kamagong tree in terrible pain. His trunk had deep wounds and one of its branches broken. Mang Tasyo and his men tried to cut me down again. I fought with all my might. I didn't want to be like the others. I want to live even if I'm just by myself. Besides, I was thinking you might come back and need me. Kamagong confessed to Pipit. Pipit's heart sank and felt so touched. He thought fast and decided not to tell Kamagong about his plan. Oh, Pipit has a plan. Instead, he promised him to come by as often as he could. What could be Pipit's plan? Can you guess?
I don't know.
Okay. Since then, Pipit started bringing in the seeds of the fruit from the trees at the town plaza. Yeah. Without telling Kamagong, Pipit had already planted them in the woods. He hoped the seeds would grow tall, full, and someday, and best of all, sturdy like his best friend. So Pipit, what's this? Got some seeds from the city and spread it nearby Kamagong. And many years passed, and Pipit's wish came true. Young Kamagong trees surround the grove once again. More than ever, old Kamagong stands thankful and proud. He is happy with his growing family and is hopeful for bright things to come. And just like the good old days, Kamagong looks forward to Pipit's friendly visits, this time with Pipit birdies in tow. And that's the story of Pipit and the Kamagong tree. Okay, who are the characters in the story? It's
Pipit and the Kamagong Tree.
Okay, at the start of the story, okay, tawag dito, namomroblema.
What do Pipit put?
It's a seed.
the seeds.
Okay.
And then, Pipit wish came true.
Yun yan, magkaroon ng kasama.
All the Pipit.
Okay. Kaya magkaroon siya ng kasamang mga iba pang Kamagong Tree, di ba? And at the end ba, tumubuya-buya may mga yung mga seed na in-spread ni Pipit?
Yeah.
Yes, ayun. So, dumami ang mga Kamagong Tree at marami ring mga Pipit ang pumunta sa Kamagong Tree. Did you like our story, Trina?
Yes.
Okay. Did you learn something?
Yes.
Okay. We learned also about friendship, di ba?
Yes.
And what trees can do for us, di ba?
Yes. On my little.
Okay. So, I hope you guys enjoyed our
And
storytelling.
don't forget to subscribe, like, and share.
Okay. Bye-bye. Thank you, Chikiting Books.
Thank you.
Till our next storytelling session. Bye-bye.
Bye.